Okay, I have wanted to make a video like this for like 6 months now. Maybe a little less than 6 months, but a while. And I just haven't because I haven't had the time to, or mostly just worried that it would piss people off. But at the same time, like, I'm pissed off, so I'm kind of like, oh well, I guess. And I don't, like, internally, I don't really care if this, like, makes people mad, because if you feel mad about this, then if the shoe fits, I guess. I have a 6-month-old, so almost 6 months. So I'm almost 6 months postpartum with my third. And this time around has been very, very different. And it's been very, very lonely. And the difference is that, well, we live in a different state now than my first two. So in my first two, we lived in Virginia, and we didn't really have any family or friends around. So I didn't really know what to expect. Like, my second, like, I knew what postpartum was going to be like, but I didn't expect people to come help. So yeah, I had no expectations, and so I wasn't really lonely. Like, that was just my expectation, was not to expect anybody, because we didn't have anybody, and that was fine. So this time around, we live in Alabama now, and we have family here, and we have friends here. And so, let me backtrack a little. So, I keep my pregnancies a secret as much as I can, so nobody really knows unless you see me IRL. And I like it that way. However, people did see me IRL, and so people knew I was pregnant. They knew when I had the baby. I posted about it. So yeah, there were people that knew. Co-workers who I also consider friends knew that I was pregnant, and knew when I posted about having the baby, because we also wait to post, and that's fine. So I guess I'm prefacing this with, I never expected people to show up before I, like, said anything, because obviously if you didn't know, you didn't know type of thing. I'm not, like, mad that people didn't pull up when they didn't know and I didn't post about it, whatever. However, everyone knew, apparently. Like, family apparently knew when I was pregnant, because my sweet little daughter told people, bless her soul. She said, I have a secret. And she told her secret. And so I'm not mad at her at all. Like, she's the sweetest little human being, and I think that's adorable that she was like, I have a secret, and wanted to tell people, bless her. So yeah, my family knew. I guess it would be my husband's family knew. I feel like already this video is kind of like, has the vibe of like, poor me, woe is me, and I don't mean it that way. Like, it's not okay. Like 4 months ago, yes, woe is me. Like, I was angry and upset, but now at 6 months, I've kind of like hit the point of like type of vibe. So let me I feel like I'm all over the place, but I didn't really plan this out, because if I didn't film it, then I would never have filmed it, and then it would just be, this needs to be like talked about, I feel. And if I didn't make this video spur of the moment, then I wouldn't have ever made it. I mentioned that like this time was very different than my first two because in Virginia we didn't have friends, we didn't have family. Down here we do have friends, we do have family, and I had expectations, I guess, and like I guess that's my downfall, is that I am about to cry. I'm editing right now, and I feel like I also need to say this, is that people, and I've gotten this, people are like, well, you're a very private person. I didn't know that you wanted me to check in on you. Like, who doesn't want to be checked in on? Like, everybody does. And how hard is it to send a text message of like, hey, just thinking about you. Do you need anything? Do you want anything? Like, it doesn't matter if somebody's a private person. It has nothing to do with somebody being a private person. It has everything to do with you just being a good person. And I expect people to treat me the way I would treat them. Like, if my friend had a baby, let's just stop it there. If my friend had a baby, I would be there. Like, I would be texting constantly. How are you? Do you need anything? I'm going to the store. Let me pick you something up. I'm going to drop some food off at your house. Like, here, I made this meal. Put it in the freezer and eat it later. Like, I'm going to be there. I just feel like that's basic. But then if my friend had a baby and verbatim said to me, this is a struggle, I'm lonely, I am pulling up at your house and I'm gonna sit with you. I'm gonna text you every single day until I get your address, if I don't already have it, to come to your house to sit with you and just sit and exist with you. Or I'm going to text you every single day until you tell me I'm fine, everything's okay. Like, I appreciate you don't have to keep doing this. If you verbatim tell me I am lonely, I am struggling, I'm pulling up. I'm not gonna let you be lonely or struggling as a new mom. I'm about to cry. And so, because we have family and friends here, I expected more than I had in Virginia, and I didn't get that. And I get, like, ooh, people have lives, but again, like, I don't know, I guess I just have expectations of, like, this, if you act like a community and you act like a friend during the pregnancy, or even like before somebody gets pregnant, then maybe like act like a friend and act like a community after the baby comes. I don't know, it's just a thought. And like, that didn't happen for me. And again, I'm not like trying to be like, oh, poor me, because I've gotten to the point now where I'm just like, oh, okay. This is just unfortunately how people are, I guess. And again, I get people are going through their own things, but like, my whole point is not to like piss people off or like make people feel bad, but like, also, how do you think a new mom feels? So yeah, it's not my intention to like piss people off, but at the same time, this is like an issue that just needs to be rectified within the mother community, I guess. And like, maybe, like, I've seen moms that have like really great villages, I guess you could call them, and I love that for them, and I'm so glad that some moms have that connection and bond and support. I wish every mom had it, and like, it's not there for everybody, and that really sucks, especially when, like, if you're in a situation like me where you expected it to happen. And like, I guess another thing that I'm pissed off about is like the amount of moms that deal with postpartum depression, and like the amount of moms that have unaliving tendencies or thoughts postpartumly. And then people have the audacity to say, I never knew. She never told me. There were no signs. There were signs. She told you. And it might be something that was difficult to decipher, but in my most recent postpartum experience, I verbatim said, I'm struggling, I'm lonely. Like, I realize it's just this season of life, but I'm struggling and I feel really alone lately. And I would have people say, yep, I know that feeling, been there, done that. Or, yep, it's just the season. If you have been there, done that, then why aren't you pulling up? Like, why aren't you asking if there's anything you can do? Like, please stop telling people there were no signs. I never knew. Yes, you did. Like, they told you. And especially if it's somebody like me who verbatim will tell you. Like, they told you. And it's, like, emotional. And I feel like crying. I needed to take a walk. I was getting emotional. But yeah, it just sucks when I'm gonna get poison ivy. It just sucks when you have an expectation that friends or family are going to be there for you, and then nothing happens. And I've had some like really great friends like talk to me throughout. I get bit by a snake. I've had some great friends talk to me throughout my whole like postpartum period and like be there for me virtually, but virtual's one thing, like in-person support, I don't know. If you have like a mom who is postpartum, please go hang out with her and like text her and check in on her often and like just be there for her, because she needs it. Even if she seems like one of those strong moms that just has it together, like still check on her. It is a struggle, and like we need support. Like I'm almost basically halfway through my first year postpartum with my third, so like too late for me. But for other moms, my moms are having babies every day, so like if you have a mom in your life who is newly postpartum, just go check on her and like hang out with her, bring her a meal or two or whatever. Like it's not even like that. You don't have to do like difficult things. Like you don't have to go do her laundry or wash her dishes or go to her house and cook every meal for 3 days straight. Like you don't have to do that. Like just bring her favorite Starbucks drink or Chick-fil-A or I don't know, her favorite candy. Bring her kids like a book to keep them occupied so that she can nurse in peace or something, or just come sit with the kids. Like I don't know, it's just frustrating because as a postpartum doula, and maybe that's where like my expectation comes in, is that like I am a postpartum doula, so like I know how important it is for moms to have support, but also like if you're a mom, then you know how important it is to have support, so why don't you offer that to somebody else who is a mom? And I guess people just don't want to like live that servitude mindset, I guess. I don't know. But it's not even like being a servant. It's literally being a friend and being support. Like you don't have to do much. You don't have to make 4-course meals and clean their entire house. Like I said, just show up. Show up. Drink in hand. you already were going to stop at Starbucks or Chick-fil-A, just grab her a drink. It's not that hard. I don't know. My postpartum period is almost over, so it is what it is. But maybe the next time you have somebody in your life who is having a baby, maybe you'll think about showing up for them more and, I don't know, doing something nice for them and supporting them and making sure they're okay, especially if they say, I am lonely. Do something more than just, I know how that feels. Like, she's telling you she's struggling. Oh my God. She's telling you she's struggling and that she's depressed. Listen, because you could literally save her life. So, I don't know. Be a good friend.